Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Dungeon Keeper 2. So two things I noticed on the last video where I go and wet my palate a lot, which is very annoying. And the second thing is we're getting quite a lot of plosives through the microphone. So I've ordered a pop filter which cost me £4, so hopefully that will do the job. Won't be here for a few days, but let's go on, let's keep improving.
Shadygrove. Your next adversary, Lord Ludwig, is currently patrolling his keep, considering himself and all of his subjects safe in this land. Known as a cowardly wretch, he has always relied on others to do his fighting for him. This is one battle he will not avoid.
These next two levels I think are the last that are really trivial, so...
Lord Ludwig knows your intentions, Evil Keeper. But mark, he cowers in his castle, locked away behind what he supposes is the safety of the drawbridge now destroyed by his own hand. From here he has entrusted your destruction to his goodly warriors, whom he feels are more than equal to the task. For our part, we must know that they and he will perish, slain by forces under your command.
Okay, so let's get started. We will need a library. Might get away without a workshop. The workshop is the other thing that attracts the bile demons. As I said earlier, they're like a big hatchery and they're like a workshop. Even though they do work in the workshop, they wander off to eat all the time, so let's do that. Let's have a workshop. Got, not got. Hope this fog of war is true and that'll be alright then. Treasuries, because they go anywhere, I do tend to just stick them where I've got a hole. I never make a space for a treasury. It just goes, I often put it around the portal, so these squares here, they can become treasuries and that'll be fine.
You need a treasury to store gold.
Great minds think alike, it seems. Capturing land is often a good idea too, because that ups your mana, which gets you more imps, so it's all about resource management. But more land claimed is better than land that's not claimed, because this doesn't do anything for me at the moment, whereas at least this is generating mana. Probably won't bother putting any rooms in either, because that'll clear the treasury and then I'll go back to the treasury, so try and be as efficient as possible. I don't know what new creatures we get this level. We probably get something. I have a feeling it might be the Dark Elf.
You've claimed a portal.
They're a bit better than Warlocks for damage, I think. But because Warlocks have the heal spell, in general I'd rather have a Warlock than a Dark Elf. And the only chores I like doing are manning guard rooms, which are generally a bit useless. So I'm not normally a big fan of Dark Elves, but if that's the theme of the level, we'll keep some. I mean, we kept the Firefly last round, and they're better than Fireflies.
A new species of creature has entered your dungeon.
Having cancer is probably better than Firefly.
Your creatures require a place to rest. Build them a lair.
These rooms are a bit small, so I'm not sure what I'll do with those. I think maybe these, because I don't need a big library and I don't need a big workshop, so these can go here. Eventually it refreshes and the excess gold that isn't in your inventory as such gets refreshed and it goes in there, so you don't really need a treasure.
A new species of creature has entered your dungeon.
Certainly with these cheap rooms. Later on in the game you get rooms like the temple and that costs 3,000 gold a square, so you do need them. Or you'd just be doing 4 squares at a time. Got. So I need these two. We need a big training room somewhere. This can become a big training room. A bit excessive, really. Which I guess makes this a treasury.
A new species of creature has entered your dungeon. Observe the creature panel on your screen. Click on creatures' numbers once or more to carry them, then drop them where you will, just as before. Observe also the symbols which lie beside. Use these to gauge your beast's activities, the number which now fight or work, and whether they remain good-humoured.
Go find some more gold, I think. Can't lock people in the library because I guess I could, but
a new
really
species of creature has entered your dungeon,
including me.
A firefly has become unhappy because it has been slapped.
I hope no one rescues him. Make him an example so any fireflies that enter the dungeon, they can see his dead body.
The guard room. Drop your creatures here to keep them lively and alert, thence ready for the fight. The flashing area which surrounds it marks the zone where any brush with trouble by your creatures will give cause for them to dash back and report, so reinforcements can be found. Make sure there's adequate provision for your minions' needs nearby, for though they are on guard, they still require their creature comforts, and it's wise to minimize the time they stray from duty.
I think these are made for a hatchery and a lair. You can refresh them and put them in different lairs, so even though my creatures have that lair in the corner, if I wanted to, I should be able to make him have a lair here. Maybe he didn't have a lair before. There you go, I've got one warlock and that's a warlock's home, so I should be able to prove this. Slapping them gives them a bit of extra efficiency, and dumping them in the room gives them a bit of extra efficiency. There you go. Make the trip a bit shorter, save everyone a bit of time.
Behold, the Dark Elf. Her sniping skills as sharp as bolted arrows which she shoots. She serves you well in line behind your fighters, and excels in duty as a guard.
Yeah, the AI Dark Elves will prefer to guard than go to the training room, which doesn't help me at all.
A firefly has left your dungeon.
rather than do. We need some research, that's one of these mission objectives, so we'll stick him in there. If any of you remember Dungeon Keeper 1, you had a barracks, and when you put creatures in the barracks, they all banded together, and so when you possessed one, you could lead them all, but it barely worked. So the newer system in Baldur's Gate 2, Dungeon Keeper 2, once you possess them, you can then band them together, and it works quite a lot better.
A wooden door has been created in your workshop.
Although later on you get a flag spell that summons everyone in the entire dungeon to that location. I mean, they have to walk there, but I find that's more efficient than possessing one and taking a group in, because you tend to walk a bit faster than the computers, so you have to keep stopping anyway to let them catch up. There might be a secret here, so let's follow that in as well. Most of this is probably rock.
A dark elf has become unhappy because she has no lair.
Oh, it doesn't look like he gets stunned. That's interesting.
A new spell has been researched. Possession spell. Cast on a given creature places you within its soul, your eyes behind its eyes, and makes its movement fully under your control. A wooden door has been created in your workshop.
Looks like this is going to lag out the video a bit, so I'll try not to use it very often, although in general I do like to use it because you're quite a lot more efficient than the computers.
You possess your creatures admirably. I see you're adept at this new skill, so time to try another. Grouping. It enables you to band a number of your beasts together in a group. To do it, first possess a creature, then select the group key. Then look through the creature's eyes which you possess. And then, when you spy another, left-click upon the mouse. All creatures thusly grouped will follow you wherever you may go. A wooden door has been created in your workshop.
Often the lag seems to accompany a bit of loading something, but the game is on its own hard disk. I've got a solid state drive for the system
Your
drive.
Create Imp spell has been upgraded.
I've got a second one for Dungeon Keeper 2, and I'm recording onto a third drive, onto a normal hard drive. So that shouldn't be what causes it to lag out. I think that was a mistake. I think I've just triggered part of the game that I wasn't supposed to. You're supposed to snipe him, because this way summons enemies.
A wooden door has been created in your workshop.
So there we go, we're bonded together now. It works quite well, really. Guards are tough. I really like guards.
It is payday.
If you die while possessing a creature, it doesn't get knocked out, it dies forever. So let's avoid that. That's what I was looking for. I thought she was going to guard rather than train, so I was going to dump her, but she didn't. Excellent, so you can lock everyone in there now. He's got a lot more training spaces than portals can dig in, but that's alright.
Your creatures are unable to get to a lair.
Let's find a space for another treasury. These early levels, there's so much gold and so few rooms to buy. I guess you could waste it on sentry traps and doors, but it's far more than we'll ever need.
You have taken over an enemy portal. Rejoice! A second portal is now claimed. Prepare, as from it 5 more creatures may be drawn forth to your dungeon.
Ah, this would make a better treasury. It's really hard to dig through enemy walls, but if you claim the land next to them, they should become normal earth. You can dig through enemy walls, and often you have to. In Dungeon Keeper 1, from what I remember, they're completely impervious. You do get a spell that lets you knock them down in that game and this game. But it's quite late in the game.
A goblin has become unhappy because he has no food. Ah, I see you have discovered a magical item.
Oh, it's level 4 anyway, that's good.
A troll has become unhappy because he has no food. A dark elf has become unhappy because she has no lair.
See, that little shield above her head meant guarding, so she wanted to go guarding. Although that might be because we'd locked up the other room, but still, it's annoying when you do that. Because there's not going to be any enemies wandering to here, I wouldn't have thought. I mean, there's 2 portals. Oh, yeah, 2 portals.
A troll has become unhappy because he has no food. A troll has become unhappy because he has no food. A warlock has become unhappy because he has no food.
Right, I think it's about time we made a bit more progress. Perhaps I didn't trigger this event after all.
Ah, I see you have discovered a magical item. A warlock has become unhappy because he has no lair. You have been blessed with extra imps.
I wonder if I can sell this and then I won't go to guard. We've got enough dark elves now anyway. No, it won't let me. Right, let's find a high level one and we'll...
Behold, Lord Ludwig's old decrepit servant Bob, who's left on guard alone. Disturb him and he'll call his comrades. Would be best if he stayed quiet. Possess a dark elf. Use her eyesight. Zoom your vision to the target. Once you have him, shoot and kill. Sure, that'll keep him quiet. A dark elf has become unhappy because she has no lair.
This is a level 1 dwarf that's about to starve to death anyway. So although it's going to look like because arrows are great, in reality they're nowhere near as good as this will make them look. You can zoom in there with a button, I can't remember what it was. Let me find it. There you go, so that's quite nice. Don't know where he's gone though. Maybe an imp killed him.
Beware. Your enemies are now alerted. Prepare well your defenses. For your dungeon you're about to be attacked.
Yeah, I didn't do a very good job of that. Must have triggered it off the first time. Oh well. We're on a loser there, let's go.
Your portals have attracted as many creatures as they can.
There are quite a few of them. Knights are quite tough, I like knights. These are the ones that'll just die. We've got a full number of creatures too. This isn't too bad. Maybe too many trolls, but not bad. Combat in this game is more about preparation than the actual fight, because you don't have that much control now. We've got some lightning spells, and later on you get heal spells. And we could possess someone. But it's not super tactical. Just let them get on with it. Oh, you missed someone, you morons.
It is payday.
Right, let's find someone tough and kill those cannons. He'll do. Because the cannons, although, I mean, they might be killing some imps, but the worst thing they're doing is scaring them all off, so we're not making any more progress. And this is level 4 of one of the worst characters in the game. So imagine if you had a, level 8 Black Knight, you just kill them in a couple of shots, which is probably what formed my impression of sentry cannons in my last playthrough.
A moat of stagnant water circles round Lord Ludwig's fort. Your imps will be unable to claim it on their own, so group your strongest forces in a band as one, and only then make bold attempts to reach the other side. Your creatures are complimenting you on your dungeon.
It's a damn good dungeon. I reckon I might be able to dig through there. If you're going to attack someone strong, what I like to do is tag all the rock
Your
on one
Thunderbolt
wall,
spell has been upgraded.
and then normally I cast Tremor and knock the walls down, so you can send all your creatures through without getting them sort of bottlenecked in doorways. We'll try that here. Yeah, look, I've got up to the wall. So yeah, I can get through these two pieces of wall, and then there'll be a 2 wide gap, I guess. Yeah, so we haven't done very well on the sub-objectives or the set pieces, but it doesn't matter. I'm not too worried. I don't know if it affects your score at the end of the game. It might do. Because at the end of every level we get a score.
Your possession spell has been upgraded. There is nothing left to research.
Right, let's just have a final check, see if we missed any secrets before we head off. Oh, there might be something here. As far as I'm aware, there's no penalty to having a bigger dungeon. I guess it makes you easier to attack, but realistically, it's all advantages. It'd be neat if there was a mechanic to penalise you for it, especially in multiplayer. I never really played much multiplayer because it used to be so unstable that I could never finish a match.
I see you have discovered a magical item.
But there is a bit of a Kingmaker situation where if you're leading and you go and invade, say, player 2, then you've not got more portals than player 3 or 4, so, it gets a bit one-sided.
The entire realm has been revealed to you.
so these might be the guard rooms it wanted me to claim, so maybe I'll get some more points after all. Make it nice and long-winded so they don't just go straight into my dungeon heart.
Your portals have attracted as many creatures as they can.
That's when I attack, I like to, as I say, knock down an entire wall and not have a long winding corridor like this. You can't destroy these hero portals, they stay there forever, there's no way to kill them. At least to my knowledge. They even should be able to bring secrets here, I don't know why they're not. White in our dungeon. That sounded mildly racist, but it wasn't meant to be. What are you doing, you moron? Get on with it. Yeah, this is probably a bit overkill. But if I'm attacking the fort and they decide to send out a load of knights and guards, then I might benefit from it. I guess I could put a handful of sentry traps around here and then not worry about it. I mean, I could have not dug in and not worried about it. Yeah, let's fill this with sentry traps. I've got loads of mana anyway. I think most of our creatures are level 4 now. Ah, that's where all my imps are doing this. So we've got a net gain of about 300 mana, and I think these cost 5 as a drain. Yeah, mana drain 5, so if I have 5 on each level, I'm still getting 250 mana a turn. We'll have 7. I built this end a bit better. I made a bit of a mess with that left end.
A sentry trap has been created in your workshop. You have claimed a guard room.
Oh, we must have lost a goblin at some point. I like that they give all the creatures names. It gives them a bit of personality and makes you care a bit more about them. But it's not like XCOM, where if you lose a character it's a really big deal. You know, you'd never load a save game because you lost a level 4 goblin. Even if it was a level 8 Dark Angel, you'd probably just live with it. Even on games where it's levels where it's a lot harder.
A sentry trap has been created in your workshop. It is payday.
Not for trolls it's not.
You have claimed the guard room. Your creatures are unable to get to a lair. Your creatures are unable to get to a treasury. A sentry trap has been created in your workshop.
Although it looks like they've taken a sixth of their damage, they haven't really. They've taken a tiny fraction because I gave them a slap. The animations are all mucked up. I guess that's because they want to
Sentry
leave.
trap has been created in your workshop.
Yeah, look, my workers keeps dropping down to 0 as the AI tries to leave the room.
A sentry trap has been created in your workshop. A sentry trap has been created in your workshop.
There we go, I think our dungeon's pretty much perfect now, so let's get going.
Game saved.
This might be a bit overkill, but let's roleplay, and we want to leave the dungeon good for the next keeper that has to run it. Because we don't sit here with our dungeons, I don't think. We must delegate it to someone. Part of me wants to do this sub-objective and do it properly. The other half of me just wants
Your
to
portals have attracted as many creatures as they can.
dig in and make some progress. I guess there's no reason I can't do both, is there? Which way is he going? Left. Three imps can go on one face at once. Firefly's my champion. I was afraid of those. Come on, they're rubbish. Bloody firefly.
Your creatures have been blessed with experience. Your creatures have been blessed with experience. I don't think these must have triggered a single time. Sorry, my finger fell off the button.
I wonder if that's because I dug in so late, but I figured once I claimed the guard rooms it might trigger something, but they didn't. Alright, let's go. Ah, if we claim this, we can make everyone guards and then go.
You've taken over an enemy guard room.
I feel like we took a really long time on this level. And we still managed to miss the sub-objectives.
Another land corrupted to your cause, and for once your minions are as pleased as you are. Lord Ludwig seems an old and overweight foe. At his peak he would have been a far greater challenge. Still, you took a gamble and appropriated another portal gem. Well done, Keeper.
Sorry, we spent quite a long time on that level, and it's, mind you, it's a lot more interesting than the last few, so I don't regret it too much. We'll still try and make some progress though, so let's get going.